Hi, welcome to the Film Companion. This is the meeting ground with the legend filmmaker Rajamouli and me. I hope you know who I am. Sir, it's an honor, it's a pleasure, it's a privilege to have you on this meeting ground for Film Companion.
The pleasure is mine, sir.
You seem awfully calm, composed and relaxed for a film that's on release that has all of southern and northern India completely enveloped into the magnitude of this film. What keeps you like this? What kind of yoga are you doing?
I think I'm a very good actor then. If I'm looking calm, I should also
I thought
consider acting.
there's a new yoga wave that's engulfing the nation. I'm like, I don't know what kind of pranayam you're reading in the morning to be so calm and composed. I might be under an MRI in this stage.
Believe me, I'm in that stage.
You are. So this is all an act.
All the mask. It's all.
So I hear there's applause when your name comes on screen. You have this chap, it's a stamp. We call it a chap here. Yeah. Like it comes and like there's applause. How does that feel? Have you been in a cinema hall and where it comes directed by Rajamouli and everybody goes into thunderous applause?
It's more because I made my films with commercial heroes.
Right.
And all those films have been huge successes.
Right.
And the fans of all those actors also like me because I gave a hit to those actors.
Oh, that's why.
So mine is a reflected glory rather than being a
that's
glory.
That's your modesty speaking. Because I think they recognize the genius that you're one man who made a blockbuster actor at the box office. For all of you who haven't seen Eega, which was dubbed into Hindi as Makhi, it was about the revenge of a fly. And that fly became an iconic part of cinema subsequently. Now, how did that crazy thought come into your head? Was it because you were fed up of all the movie stars?
Not at all, not at all. I love stars. I love working with stars.
Yeah.
Stars are like a very powerful weapon, and they can multiply your story
Double-fold,
100 times.
100-fold, yeah.
100-fold. And so I made my career on stars. So I don't get fed up with stars. I love working with stars. But Eega, I don't know. I felt it. I didn't feel it was a risk. I didn't feel I was doing some kind of experiment. Personally, I felt it was a great story which can connect to the audience very easily. I never felt it was a risk. So I don't know. I can't think of it that way. Because if I don't think that I can make good money with this subject at the beginning of the film, I will not make it.
So, because a leading actor I was speaking to, and he was like, "You must make Rajamouli make a film in Hindi," and he's like, "But uska kya hai? He make us feel so redundant. He's made us fly into a superstar. He'll come here and take a cockroach and make a film, and it'll be a blockbuster. What's going to happen to us?" But from that fly that flew at the box office to this humongous film Bahubali, you said that Bahubali was part of your growing years, part of your, I would say, your journey as a filmmaker. It was a film waiting to be made by you.
It didn't actually happen at one moment. So it was years in making in my head. I always liked those larger than life characters, larger than life situations.
Right.
All that I feel very comfortable dealing with them. So as like I was saying, that is my real world.
Right.
You know, where everything
so all of us are your fiction.
Yeah. I was saying that we were keeping our fingers crossed that that whether we'll come on board or not, whether we'll get attracted to our film or not. So back of mind, I had maybe an intuitive feeling that you will be on board. But how did you feel when you learnt about it? And to put it better, why did you come on?
I actually, Rana had made, "Hello, this is for Rajamouli," and I was like, yes. I was like, it doesn't matter. If you had not shown me a single frame, if I had not seen a single inch of your footage, I would have still come on board because my belief is entirely in you. Not only mine, it's the nationwide belief. And I've been a huge fan of your work. I've seen almost every feature film of yours and applauded you in cinema halls that you aren't even aware of. And I was just so excited that I could actually put my brand on your piece of brilliance, on your labor of love. It didn't take much at all. Trust me, sir, it was the easiest decision of my career.
Thanks. That's a big honor, sir.
Oh, honor for me.
Apart from me as a director, I think there are long list of directors who want to associate themselves with Dharma Productions. As a producer, what do you look in the directors?
I mean, you can't even put yourself in that league because you're a humongously established and an accomplished man. I'm a result of my instinct. I'm a result of my instinct and my impulse. So my instinct has to tell me whether this person is equipped to make a film. And most times I've been right, sometimes I've gone wrong. But the honesty and integrity has always come from my instinct. Yeah. So it's like when you meet when I have interacted with you, I know that while you're calm and you're composed, I can tell that there's a brewing storm within, which we will see only on celluloid. Yeah. You know, so it's just my instinct. I have nothing but my instinct. The day I lose that, I think I lose the craft of movie making. So I think it's really a filmmaker. Like I've sat in meetings sometimes, and in 10 minutes I've realized whether this film. And sometimes there are loopholes in the screenplay. I don't necessarily believe the world of the film, but I always go by the director because I believe no matter what, the director is the only force that can make or break a film. So whenever filmmakers come and say, I have 4 stories, I'm like, you lost me there. I'm like, you cannot have 4 stories. I mean, a filmmaker should have one idea and tell that one film, and that should be, you should be breathing, eating, and sleeping that one idea. I can't understand filmmakers who make 2 and 3 films at the same time. Yeah, I get shocked. You know, I can judge 2 reality shows, but I can't direct 2 films at the same time. Now tell me, when a big release happens with Hindi cinema, there's of course a lot of love with an audience space, but there's always a certain kind of, I would say, sometimes, you know, we're surrounded by a certain kind of, whether it's competition or negativity that surrounds such a monstrous release. All daggers drawn, everyone's waiting, like almost waiting, like if this film fails, everyone's going to attack it.
Yeah.
Is that feeling also rampant down south? Is there a feeling of camaraderie and fraternity bonding?
Yeah, I can't put it any better. There is always those daggers drawn. Every time, any film, before any big film's release, not just mine, any film that's making some kind of buzz, people will be ready with some kind of negativity.
Yeah.
But I saw it much lesser in terms of Bahubali.
What's been your best reviewed film?
My best reviewed film, I think, was Maryada Ramanna before Riga was my best reviewed film. But coming to Bahubali, I don't know why, but everyone has a very positive attitude towards it. I would say 85 to 90% of, be it the press, audience, or the film fraternity, have been very positive towards it.
Yeah, and are you, I mean, it's a tough question to ask, are you completely satisfied?
I will never be completely satisfied.
And you should not be either.
I will never be completely satisfied.
After it's out there and it does humongous business, even then you will not be satisfied.
Business part is completely...
but as a personal level of directorial satisfaction.
Yeah.
Because your actors seem like they really were, well, I can't use the word tortured, but they definitely were. Or were they tortured?
Yeah, they were.
They were tortured.
They are supposed to be tortured.
But there were times that you thought you had to play therapist and handhold them because they were losing their sanity working for 385 days?
Maybe towards the last 20% of the film, I could see really the energy levels and the energy levels of the whole unit, not just the actors. Technicians, small level technicians, everyone
was fed up.
Everyone was going down.
And that's where the captain of the ship has to prop himself up. Because that's where you energize your crew.
Yeah, that's true. My cameraman Sendil always used to say that, when he's a very close friend of mine, so I keep discussing not just the films, everything about every other thing I keep discussing about him. When I was mentioning about that I could see the energy levels dropping, he said that we draw energy from you. Every technician, every actor draws the energy from the...
You do. I mean, eventually the director sets the tone for the temperament on set.
So maybe I put one more mask, like you were saying, where they couldn't see. I was getting frustrated because they were not showing the energy levels.
But you can't show that because if you give up, everybody else will crumble along with you.
Yes. But it was not a major hurdle in any.
How much of Hindi cinema do you watch? Do you try and watch all the major motion pictures that are made? Of
Very little, very little. I'm a
don't
big
kind
fan of Rajkumar Hirani, so I watch all.
You watch
of
all
his
his movies, yeah?
I watch all his.
And is there a movie star here in India that you love his work or her work or their work?
No, I gradually, over the period of years, I realized each actor has some traits,
Yeah.
some acting capabilities where they base their career upon.
But is there that one a movie star that you feel that you would be excited to work with in Indian cinema? Who would it be?
Like I was saying, the story actually compels me to approach a star. So let's say all the top heroes have certain qualities in them. So I should have a story which will be helpful for them, and they will be helpful for my story.
To you, correct.
So the story will drive me towards them
Towards a
rather
star.
than.
So you don't have a
their
personal
quality.
favorite
No,
right now?
no. Like if I see a company, I fall in love with Ajay Devgan. I
Right.
immediately want to make some story
Yeah.
like that and
Right.
work with him. And on a completely different note, when I see Dabang
Right.
and when I see Salman Khan crying near his mother,
right.
I think, bloody hell, I want to make a movie
With Salman.
With
Salman.
Salman.
Yeah.
If I see Lagan, then I want to make a film with Amir.
Right.
It is like that. When I see something, some scene,
That motivates you,
That
yeah.
motivates me.
Yeah.
But which star I would want to work with? I would like to work with a star who fits into my story perfectly.
What do you think is the one big point of difference between the two worlds now that you're semi-exposed to the Hindi film industry as well? Is there a point of difference? And I mean that with academic purposes also, even if you plan to critique us, it's fine, we'll take it in the good spirit.
I think there is very little difference between Telugu or Tamil or Kannada, Malayalam or Hindi film industry. It is the same.
Right.
The sensibilities are different.
Right.
And that differs from region to region, state to state in each and every manner. It is the same here and there. I don't see any difference. In fact, I think Hindi films in the last decade have come up with much more variety
Yeah.
rather than before.
Right.
I feel Tamil is more advanced in terms of providing variety.
So for all out there, I think there is a point to know that Tamil and Telugu have totally different tonalities also.
Totally
Tamil
different,
where
yes,
the Telugu sometimes tends to be very like out there, very overtly, very extreme in its
More commercial.
tonality,
Telugu film
far
is-
more mainstream and
Yes,
commercial.
yes.
In fact, a lot of the Telugu films have got remade
Yes.
in Hindi.
Yes.
A few of the Tamil films really, because they're more subtle, they're more low, not low energy, they're more low key in terms of their.
They have all kinds of films. Tamil has a very good commercial cinema,
Right.
and also they are very good at experimental films.
Right.
Telugu is far more advanced in commercial films
And the bigger
commercial
numbers in
formulas,
Telugu as well,
films, but experimental-wise, I think we lag behind.
Yeah.
Hindi, I think, is a right mixture of
both.
Both, but what I would like to see is more films falling into those categories. Both commercial and experimental
Yeah.
films. More films have to be pushed into this category.
I think there's a little bit of ambiguity where it comes to what we are trying to achieve. Suddenly, when a really off kind of a film works, everybody wants to make that kind of film. We have a problem, I think, it's called the herd mentality. Suddenly if there's one Piku, everybody wants to make a Piku. Because they're like, oh, how great balance of cinema and storytelling. Suddenly then another film like Tanu Weds Manu does practically 150 crores. Everyone says, oh, Heartland cinema is working, keep it like that. So I think there is I would say a genuine problem, which I don't know if
It is the same- it's same there.
one thing works and there are 10 of those. Like suddenly there was a phase where everyone was adapting and making Telugu remakes. And then few of them didn't work and everybody's saying, no, this is not happening anymore. Now start doing something else, So it's like the problem, as you said, exists everywhere else.
Yeah.
What's your take back, sir, from Bahubali? After the whole experience, is there a lesson learned?
Be more careful with your planning.
Right.
I think for this we prepared for 1 year, which we thought is like absolutely fantastic. We have everything nailed down to the last minute detail. But once we went into the sets, we knew how much unprepared we were.
Yeah.
So there are yes, there are many lessons learned in terms of how you plan, how for a particularly
For a
big
film.
budget film.
So
yeah.
eventually this is going to be a 500-day plus experience
Yes.
on set, which is I think the first of its kind on any feature film made anywhere in the world. Do you remember day one when you started?
Yes,
the first
absolutely,
day
absolutely.
of Bahubali. You remember that?
Absolutely, yes.
And do you remember the last day? What was your feeling when you said it's a wrap? Did anyone cry, break down, melt down, fall, faint?
No, everyone was so relieved, so happy that it's finally done. That missing feeling hit us during the promotions of the film when we got back together
Yeah,
again
yeah.
and we started remembering
Right.
what we did for the past 2 years.
Yeah.
That was when we started getting emotional. But thing is, we have another 120 days shoot to go, so it's not
So
like
you
the last
can't
day of the
really-
college.
yeah,
We
no.
still
You have your next term left.
yes.
Well, I wish you great success. I can't wait to see the final copy, and I'm sure you can't wait to share it with the entire world.
Absolutely, sir.
That's us signing off from Film Companion. See you next week. Hi, subscribe to Film Companion, hit that button below, and get your film fix.